I think one of the things that just blew me away about the product is it's the simplicity of it all, but that it captures up to 98% of airborne grease.
So the amazing thing is that it worked. They were an overwhelming success. And I'm sitting here thinking, wow, it catches all of this grease, all this particulate, and you peel the filter back and the baffle filter was still completely clean.
Amazing.
And I thought, whoa, we may have something here. So we determined this is it. We're here. We've arrived. We can now offer this product and we can take it around the world. Very, very inexpensive price. And wow, what an amazing product that we could take to the market. We had an inordinate amount of items there to make sure we didn't leave any stone unturned from the beginning of the process to the end of the process. So you name it, we were ready. And after several hours of testing the wool filter, burning it, having it collect, and we have a video that shows that original testing that I believe is on the website. And we really overdid it. I mean, we took melted lard and sprayed it on the filters. We disconnected the fire suppression system and started a fire. And that's when all of us just kind of stood there and were blown away, because what had happened was, even though the canopy was completely covered in grease, more than I would ever see probably in a bad duct cleaning. And what happened was, when the fire actually reached the filters that were directly affected by the fire disintegrated. Wow. It's amazing. It doesn't propagate fire. It keeps the fire from getting into the plenum and into the ductwork and out into the canopy. Wow. I think we've got it. Ultimately, the product prevailed. And ETL got us the fire suppression data. I mean, we had the drawings and everything else, and it all went through fabulously. So, are we ready to go to market and push hard now? This is 2014, 2015, 2016. And we started this project in 2000.
Wow.
That's called persistence.
Absolutely.
It was 10 years later than I anticipated, but oh well, those things kind of happen. And we had a customer who came by and said, yeah, once you get all approvals, come back and see me. And that turned out to be our first multi-unit client with multiple brand within the group. And they were based in LA. And he's been a customer since 2008. And here's a guy who won the Iron Chef and all of these things. And he saw immediately what the opportunity was, not just from a labor standpoint, but from the standpoint of being in California, it's green. That whole sustainability thing is there. The whole regenerativeness was there. So he was pretty excited. After we got through the point of, the industry recognition, and they were still asking the questions. Well, do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have this? And I got to the point where I was saying to myself, I sound like a broken record because I'm tired of having to tell you how much testing I've done. And I chuckle and I say, this is the most over-tested product that was ever delivered to the marketplace. Because subsequent to that, we've even had some skeptics say, well, we want to do our own testing, which is fine. Go ahead and do that. But understand, we've got all the paperwork here that has allowed all this to happen. And of course, subsequent to that, we got IMC ratings and everything else. And, we've overcome all of that. So establishing that credibility with the regulatory people was important, because now it's pretty much just, they show up, they make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, they move on, and they know that the product works.
I'm going to say one of the things that, in addition to the product being so simple and working so well, that really captured my attention and interest was the working with the wool keepers.
Yes, our current manufacturer, which happens to be headquartered and based in the UK. They're an amazing company that's been in business since 1888. Long time. So they obviously know the wool business. And they're in many vertical markets of wool, which is extremely beneficial because if there's something new happening in this aspect, we can bring it to this aspect as well because they have such a broad knowledge of so many different vertical markets. And so Simone hooked Joe, Sam, and I up, and we got together. We sat down. This is what we want to do, and no problem. We can make it all happen. And oh, by the way, we are all about regenerative farming. And I thought, well, wait a minute. That now closes the entire loop.
Yeah.
Because not only do we know where the farm is and where the wool's coming from, but it's fully traceable all the way through the manufacturing process, all the way to disposal. And we've never had that opportunity in the past.
Amazing.
So not only do you have a proven product regulatory wise and installed wise, customer usage wise, but you also have this is where it starts and this is where it ends.